It is a common refrain you hear, especially as birthdays seem to arrive with increasing speed. Where did the time go? Do you remember those childhood summers? They often felt like an eternity, stretched out with endless days of play and discovery. Each day was a new adventure, and the end of summer seemed a distant, almost mythical event. Now, as an adult, a whole season can pass in what feels like a blink. A week can vanish before you have properly settled into it, and entire years sometimes seem to merge into a continuous, indistinct flow. This feeling that time is slipping through our fingers faster and faster is a shared human experience, a sentiment echoed across cultures and generations, prompting us to wonder about the very nature of time itself. So, what is happening here? Is the universe playing a trick on us, subtly speeding up the cosmic clock as we accumulate more candles on our cake? The objective, physical passage of time, as measured by our atomic clocks and the rotation of the Earth, remains stubbornly constant. A minute today is the same length as a minute was when we were children. The laws of physics do not bend for our personal timelines. The change, therefore, must be happening within us. It is our perception of time, our subjective experience of its flow, that undergoes this dramatic transformation. Understanding this shift requires us to look not at the clocks on our walls, but at the intricate workings of our own minds and bodies. Our internal clock, the one that ticks away inside our brains, is a far more malleable and mysterious instrument than any mechanical or digital timepiece. It does not measure seconds with unwavering precision. Instead, it constructs our experience of duration based on a host of factors, including our attention, our emotions, and the information our brain is processing. Think of how a boring lecture can seem to drag on for an age, while an engaging conversation with a friend can make hours feel like minutes. This internal chronometer is constantly being calibrated and recalibrated by our experiences, and as we age, the way it measures and records the unfolding of our lives seems to fundamentally change, leading to that pervasive sense of acceleration. In this exploration, we will delve into why this phenomenon occurs. We will journey into the fascinating realms of psychology and neuroscience to understand how our brains process time and how this processing evolves over our lifespan. We will also consider biological changes that come with aging and how cultural factors such as the structure of our daily lives and routines contribute to this feeling. By examining these different facets, we can begin to unravel the mystery of why time seems to fly as we get older, and perhaps find ways to better appreciate the moments we have, making our journey through the years feel richer and more substantial. One compelling explanation for why time seems to speed up is the proportionality theory. When you are 5, 1 year is 20% of your life. Each day feels substantial because it forms a large fraction of your experience. At 50, 1 year is just 2% of your life. Each year feels quicker compared to the vast time you've lived. This mathematical relationship influences our feeling of time's passage. Novelty also plays a crucial role in how our brains encode time. Our brains pay special attention to new experiences. First-time experiences create strong, distinct memories. These memories make time feel longer in retrospect. Childhood and early adulthood are packed with firsts. As we age, life becomes more predictable. Fewer novel experiences mean fewer distinct memory markers. This causes periods to blend together. Our brain processes familiar experiences efficiently, almost on autopilot. New experiences are encoded in detail, making them feel longer. This interplay between novelty and memory leads to the holiday paradox. On vacation, days fly by but feel long in retrospect. This is because vacations are packed with novel experiences. Our retrospective judgment of time is influenced by the number of distinct memories we form. Beyond the psychology of perception and memory, biological changes associated with aging can also influence our internal sense of time. Our brain chemistry, for instance, does not remain static throughout our lives. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, which plays a crucial role in motivation, pleasure, and our internal timing mechanisms, tend to decline as we age. Some researchers suggest that this reduction in dopamine levels might affect the speed of our internal pacemaker or clock. If our internal clock slows down, the external world and the passage of time as measured by external clocks would naturally appear to be moving faster in comparison. It's like our internal metronome is ticking at a slightly slower tempo. Other biological theories propose that changes in our overall metabolic rate or the speed of neural processing could contribute to this altered time perception. As we age, many of our bodily processes naturally slow down. If the rate at which our brain processes information from the environment decreases, then more external events will seem to occur within a given internal tick of our cognitive clock. This would create the illusion that time itself is accelerating. While these biological mechanisms are complex and still being fully understood, they offer another layer to explain why our subjective experience of time shifts so consistently as we move through the decades of our lives, suggesting a deep connection between our physical being and our temporal awareness. Cultural factors and the structure of our adult lives also play a significant role in shaping our perception of time's passage. Adulthood often brings with it a greater degree of routine and predictability compared to the exploratory nature of childhood. Responsibilities such as careers, managing a household, and raising a family mean that our days, weeks, and even years can become highly structured. We follow schedules, repeat tasks, and navigate familiar environments. While routines can be efficient and comforting, they also lead to fewer distinct, memorable events. When each day feels similar to the last, it becomes harder for our brains to differentiate them in memory, causing large stretches of time to seemingly compress and pass by rapidly. Furthermore, as we age, we tend to chunk time into larger segments when recalling our past. We might think of my college years, the decade I worked at that company, or the time the children were young. These broad categorizations are useful for organizing our life narrative, but they can also make those periods feel more compact and quicker in retrospect than they might have felt moment to moment. Childhood, in contrast, is often remembered with a finer granularity, specific birthdays, individual school days, or distinct summer adventures. This difference in how we mentally organize and recall temporal information contributes to the feeling that later life, with its larger chunks, rushes by more swiftly. In essence, the feeling that time is accelerating as we age is not a simple illusion, but a complex phenomenon stemming from a confluence of factors. We have seen how the proportionality of a year to our total lifespan shrinks, making each subsequent year feel shorter. Our brain's thirst for novelty means that the routine-filled nature of much of adult life leads to fewer distinct memories, causing time to blur. The way our memory system encodes and retrieves experiences, prioritizing new information, further contributes to this perception. And underlying these psychological processes, subtle biological changes in our brain chemistry and processing speed may also recalibrate our internal clocks, making the world seem to spin a little faster. The question then arises, if our perception of time is so malleable, can we do anything to slow it down, or at least change how we experience its passage? While we cannot reverse the biological aging process or alter the mathematical proportionality of time, we can certainly influence the psychological factors. One powerful strategy is to consciously inject more novelty into our lives. This does not necessarily mean making drastic life changes. It can be as simple as trying a new recipe, taking a different route to work, learning a new small skill, or visiting a local park you have never explored. These new experiences create fresh memories, acting as anchors in the stream of time. Mindfulness and the practice of being fully present in the moment can also profoundly alter our experience of time. When we pay deliberate attention to our current experiences, the taste of our food, the sounds around us, the feeling of the sun on our skin, we engage more deeply with the present. This heightened awareness can make moments feel richer and more extended, both as they occur and in retrospect. By consciously breaking from autopilot mode, even during routine activities, we can create more timestamps and make our days feel less like a continuous, undifferentiated rush. It is about cultivating an appreciation for the now rather than constantly focusing on the past or the future. Ultimately, while the objective clock ticks on at its steady pace, our subjective experience of time is something we can actively shape. Understanding why time seems to fly as we age is the first step toward cultivating a different relationship with it. It is not about trying to stop time, which is impossible, but about learning to inhabit it more fully. By seeking novelty, embracing learning, practicing mindfulness, and creating distinct memories, we can make our journey through the years feel more substantial, more vibrant, and more meaningful. Perhaps then, while the years may still pass, they will feel less like a fleeting blur and more like a rich tapestry of well-lived moments.